growing up, I was like many other girls. I marveled jealous at my friend's Barbie doll collection. I hung out on the monkey bars. I stole episodes of Project Runway and TLC's What Not to Wear, and hid in the back room of my friend's clothing store, family's clothing store, and watched movies that far exceeded our maturity level. But unlike many girls that I grew up with, I was born and raised a boy. Now, growing up when I did, even 10, 15 years ago, and especially in the small bubble of the town that I did, there wasn't a dialogue. There wasn't an understanding. There weren't words for the experience that I had dealing with gender identity issues. And so I grew up in a world that told me that I was a boy with emotions painted in vivid, bright colors and feelings that came from the depths of my soul with no words to describe what I was feeling. And so you can imagine that when puberty hit me, that I lost everything. Or you could perhaps more correctly say that I gained everything. Anxiety, depression, dysphoria, dysmorphia. Armed with the internet and a self-determination that I was gonna make being a guy work, however that meant, whatever that meant, I thought that perhaps it was a gay thing, that I could try living as an effeminate man. And so I came into high school, my small high school, freshman year, in makeup, nail polish, leopard print shirt, and Forever 21 boots that clattered in defiance against the people who snickered behind my back, who laughed at me, who bullied me, who teased me. The guy who told me that my socks were too girly, and I tried to tell him that socks didn't have a gender. And I wish that I could stand up here, and I wish that I could say that I was one of the lucky ones who everything went right, and they had that doctor, they had that friend, they had that therapist who looked at them and said, you know, this kid's different, maybe they need to get help. But I didn't. I had been in a series of toxic, if not now I realize abusive relationships since I was in kindergarten. And so you mix that with emotions that you don't have words for. You mix that with a lack of self-love and compassion. And you don't take care of yourself, and instead, I started working out every other day for 3.5 years. I took that makeup, I took the nail polish, I took the clothes, I quite literally threw them away, and instead tried to work myself towards the man that I thought I needed to be. I even chose a college that reflected the cis normativity that I believed I needed to be. And so I went into college not knowing anymore who I was unconsciously, but consciously believing that I was exactly the person that I'd been told to be since I was little. Needless to say, it didn't quite work out. And so I tried to form friendships, I tried to form relationships. But you can't build relationships and friendships on an invisible foundation, on a framework that isn't built of anything real. And so it collapsed. And so I found myself in the darkest spot I have ever found myself in my life, at the bottom of a well, staring up at the world passing me by, wondering what had gone wrong. And mostly out of desperation, and in, I would say, the first shred of self-care, I asked myself a question that I had never posed, never once had the courage to pose to myself, and it was, am I trans? And I remember being stuck on the side of a road walking back from a Rite Aid, having picked up a little bit of makeup because it was Halloween, and I thought, still, maybe it was just a drag thing. And so I was gonna go back to my empty dorm and I was going to try putting on some makeup and see how that felt, but stuck at that red light, it hit me. And so I would say that that moment allowed me to find a foothold. And so I started clawing my way back up to the surface, falling many times along the way. But now I've learned that those flaws are not flaws. Those things that people have told me are the things that are wrong with me, the things that people have teased me, the things that people have told me are wrong about me, are the things that make me the most beautiful. And so I find myself finally coming out of that hole, bruised, yes, broken, absolutely not. Thank you.